Welcome to our channel, where we explore the latest news and stories that capture our attention. Today, we're discussing the emotional and revealing interview of Mohbad's wife on Channels TV. She shares her heartbreaking story of how her late husband was allegedly bullied by Naira Marley and his associates. The interview also touches on shocking secrets about their son's birth and the circumstances surrounding Mohbad's tragic death amidst family issues. Let's take a closer look at this emotional and thought-provoking conversation.
So let's start with the public scrutiny and privacy. You've been dealing with grief, but in the public eye, how have you been able to balance your private mourning with public attention?
I mean, to be honest, it has not been easy. You know, the death of my husband is like a good shock to me. So it wasn't something that I planned, like it was going to happen to me. And, you know, after his demise, it's been from one problem to another, different accusation. Like a lot of people that do not even have a personal relationship with me tend to have so many things to say about me. And, you know, I just realized that no matter what life has thrown at me, I just have to be myself regardless of everything that is happening. And also, I've got to realize that my presence in Liam's life matters more than anything. Yeah. And that alone has been the only thing that's kept me going.
That's good. But what do you think people understand? Do you think about the circumstances of his death? Are there any areas that you want to clear that the public has a wrong perception about?
Yeah, I think one thing is, the reality that people are trying to shift away from is the fact that my husband got injured from a fight with his close friend, and also he was actually treated by a nurse. But you know,
on that day or the day of his death?
On the day of his death, yeah, which was on Tuesday, September 12th. But my father-in-law has, found a way of trying to divert people's attention away from the reality to, to another thing entirely. So, like most people on the public faces do not even go to the real issue on ground anymore.
What really happened that last day?
Yeah, so what actually happened is, like, it was on Tuesday, and a nurse actually came, like his friend, Spending, called a nurse. He was the one that gave us the nurse number, and one of his workers, Bami, called the nurse, and the nurse came around on Tuesday. Even on that Tuesday, he was supposed to go to a podcast interview. But the nurse actually came, and he was actually fine, although he sustained an injury, but he was okay, like it wasn't worse, because he had like plans for that day. So the nurse came, and the nurse gave him injection. I think it was the third injection that he reacted to.
Did she give the injections back to back?
No, it's like the distance wasn't really that much.
Okay, so yeah, so an hour or so in between each injection.
Yeah, so it was the third injection that he reacted to.
How did you react to it?
After the injection, he vomited. He peed, and he started having reactions, started having goosebumps all over his body. His heart, it was feeling hot in his heart. Do you understand? Like he told us to get him some water. That I want to put some water in his body, which his brother did. And he also said he needed cold, he needed AC. Like he's feeling hot inside. Like the injection is making him hot inside. And we tried our best. We took him to the hospital, and like 20 minutes after, the doctor said he's dead.
20 minutes after he had landed in the hospital?
Yeah. The doctor said he was dead.
But that nurse that administered these injections, has any investigation been
yes, but
done about her professionalism or whether she was even a qualified nurse?
Yeah, after my husband's demise, she was arrested, but she was later granted bail. And ever since this whole thing has happened, she has never come out to say anything. And she sees how people has been bullying me, how people has been calling me so many despicable names, how people has been accusing me wrongly, and she has never said anything. Instead, she's been out there clubbing, partying. Like the last time I saw a video of her clubbing, like doing lashes, makeup, and she's out there living her life. And it's just so unfortunate. Yesterday, I think there are people, like some people are out there talking to her. So those guys were on TikTok, and they were literally saying, they would tell her what to say, because next 2 weeks, March 14 is the next coroner inquest, which the judge asked him to come over to say on side of the story. These same people on TikTok were literally saying it yesterday, that they would tell her what to say to lie against me. Do you understand?
But have they found out what was in that third injection that triggered this reaction?
I think they were supposed to do that, but my father-in-law already buried my husband. So when the government autopsy came out, the autopsy result said they cannot determine the cause of death because his body has already decomposed. So they couldn't get the right tissue to use for the autopsy.
But was there any reason your father-in-law buried him? I mean, how soon was he buried after he was...
Like he wanted to bury him that night, the night that he died.
But is he a Muslim?
He wasn't a Muslim. And, a lot of people actually begged him not to, but he insisted I was going to do that. He wanted to bury him that night.
Did he give any reason for this?
He did not. He did not. He did not. He just said he needs to bury him. Like, a lot of people begged him. He wanted to bury him that night, but they didn't give, he actually called the Bale of where he wanted to bury my husband. But the Bale said, there is no way that I cannot bring my husband that night. So he had to wait till the next morning and,
And even it was such a rush that even the coffin was so small for him.
The coffin that he was the one that got the coffin. And the coffin was, my husband was 6'1". But the coffin was very, very small that he had to break his head.
Oh my God. This is harrowing to listen to. But anyway, you're a Momi's lawyer, But what I want to ask, what about securing full ownership of Mohbad's music to ensure that his family receives royalties that they are rightfully owned? Because this is an area that obviously has not been addressed. We are thinking about the emotional aspect. But in terms of his earnings that should be accrued from his music, how is that being secured for the future?
For now, I can tell you nothing is being done in the sense that it will be like putting the cart before the horse. And I don't want a situation whereby, we don't want a situation whereby it will look as if the wife is more interested in the property of the late husband than money the husband. You understand? This is the aspect. But it's only, if there's anybody interested in the property, it's only the father-in-law. That's why the father-in-law is fighting now. It's only the father-in-law that is interested in the property. Against Yoruba culture, custom and tradition, against Ekiti culture and discipline. How a father will become a celebrity because of his father. He has gone as far as Ghana radio to go and grant interview to defame our client. You understand? He went on so many stations. There is no reasonable station in this Nigeria that I have not visited. You understand? To say, oh, this is at a point it diverted attention completely from the real issue to say, oh, the child is not his grandson. Meanwhile, he knew. He said he wanted to do DNA to confirm the paternity. Yes, we said you don't have the local standing or the right to challenge the paternity of this son. Because the man, when he was alive, he bought 2 land. He bought one in Liam's name. He bought one for himself. He bought for his father. Do you understand? So if he's a bastard, he wouldn't have the mother in his house and the child has been. So all this thing went on. We now say you don't have the right. At a point, our client came and told us that instead of fighting this thing, let me just have the DNA. And we say, forget about legality. We say we are withdrawing all our objections. Oh, yeah, let us do the DNA. Baba has run away since that time. We have written like 4 letters to his lawyers to say, let us do this DNA. We are ready. Since that time, he has not mentioned DNA. The next thing we will hear is that we wrote to his lawyer. They wrote back and said, we are no longer his lawyer for the DNA thing. And Baba went on here to say, oh, I have debriefed my lawyers. They are not trustworthy. I'm bringing in another lawyer. Meanwhile, there was a judgment of court that gave us directives to go and do the DNA. So this is where the problem is. So to now be talking about property when the guy is still lying in the morgue will be unjust. And let me tell you something. The whole thing that Nigerians don't know. Out of 100%, the cliche justice for Mohbad is justice for their pocket. I can tell you more than 90% of these people shouting justice for pocket for Mohbad on social media, they are fighting for their pocket because of the rush. They bring all sorts of lies, they fabricate news just for them to have followership on their program and all that. And some of them immediately they do, before you know it, they will delete it all and you will not see it again, but they will have gotten what they want. So this is just it.
I want to even ask, in the first place, what was your relationship with your father-in-law like? And what triggered this reaction?
We had a very good relationship. Like, our relationship was, it was like a father figure in my life. We had a very, very cordial relationship. Like, he was the one that made, the marriage, because I was married to my husband legally. He was the one that made the marriage, like, he was the one that initiated the marriage. Even the birth of my child, because I just finished my university. I was supposed to go for my master's. So he was even the one that, initiated this pregnancy, taking me to different places to have a baby, saying...
Oh, so it was actually
Yes.
It wasn't as if it just happened.
No, it was planned. Like, we literally prayed for that baby. Like, it's like a miracle. We literally prayed, we fasted with this same man. We fasted for 7 days with my husband. We did so many things just for this baby because he just came to us and told us that the Holy Spirit tells him that we should have a baby, and the baby would be so glorious and famous all over the world. And when he grows up and dies, the baby would be the one to buy his coffin. Those words still sound weird to me because it's actually coming to pass now. Because now my husband is late, and Liam is the Mohbad. Do you understand? And obviously Liam really wants to still buy his coffin when he dies because it has been written and it will happen. So we had a good relationship, not until after, before my husband demise, after the delivery of my child, it's from one problem to another. The fact that my husband forgave his mother, and he felt...
Okay, he and his mother...
yeah, they've departed for a long time, yes. So he felt betrayed, like, because we had a close relationship. So he felt betrayed, like, why do I have to accept to the forgiveness of his mother when we didn't discuss it with him? And it is not my fault. This is his child's decision, not me. But, I feel like maybe he felt like I betrayed him in one way or the other. It's been from one problem to another. The placenta of my child, he was insisting that he wanted to have the placenta of Liam after his delivery. And my husband said he cannot give it to him because his mother is not the one in his house. He has other wives, and he cannot trust him with his child's placenta. And when my husband was alive, he never queried him, he never questioned him. But now that he is dead, he's been saying different things like... And after my husband's demise, he literally called for my husband's properties, like the landed properties, his YouTube password, his car, like so many other things.
He
and
was asking you for it?
He was asking everybody. He was literally calling everybody to ask. And, he called...
Why did he call you?
He did not call me. But he actually called people to talk to me. He called my dad. He called... my mother-in-law, my husband's friend, he called so many people to talk to me.
Everything that Mohbad owns should go to him?
Including the landed property, God for Liam.
Are you serious?
Yes. Like if I refuse to do that, he will make sure he destroy me everywhere.
Are you serious?
Yes.
So wait, first and foremost, even after immediately Mohbad died, do you understand? Were you and him, did he contact you?
No, he did not. Even the day my husband was buried, like I went
like the day, yeah, exactly, the
day my husband, the day of the burial, immediately I got there, those area boys, I think my father-in-law and one of his girl were like, I don't know, they are just like, they have a relationship together. They've said so many things before I got there. Your
father-in-law and who?
And one woman, that woman is like, they have a relationship together. So they've said so many like bad things about me before I got there. Even the day they wanted to bury my husband, I got to know online.
This was how many days after he died?
That was like a few hours after his demise.
Few hours after
yes, I got
demise.
to know on me that they wanted to bury me. When I got there, like a lot of people wanted to, kidnap my baby from me. They wanted to me because of different things that they've said at the scene.
Just a few hours after his death?
Demise, yes. So when I got there, I stylishly moved away from those people to him because he was there. It was at the scene. I moved to him. I greeted him. He did not answer. Like I was even trying to put his grandson to him, like carry him. But he just moved away. So that was when I knew that, this is about to be a movie. Do you understand? That was when I knew that, no, this man had something in mind. But, after that, I still tried to put a call through to him. When he started talking about the DNA, I called him, I asked him, like, Daddy, what do you want? Like, why are you doing this to your grandchild? And why are you also doing this to me? Then he said, why do I have to take Liam to Mama's place?
So was that his beef?
No, I think the real beef is the fact that Liam is in the picture. Like, he doesn't like the fact that there is Liam in this picture. If there was no Liam, it's like he would be the one to be in charge of whatever my husband left behind, like his royalties and everything. But the fact that he has a child, Liam is like the what is it called?
Is Liam an obstacle to him?
Yes, that is how it is. Liam is like an obstacle to him. He doesn't like his existence. Like his existence. Like it's really it's like a threat to him. Let me put it that way.
So is that why this whole DNA thing?
Yes, and now he doesn't even want to do the DNA. That is why I'm here because it's really sad. Is because a lot of people have you should go online and see what they've done to that innocent baby. They've called him so many despicable names. They've posted his picture online. They've written RIP. They've said so many things, And now that he has done all these kind of things to this baby, the only thing I can do as a mother to get him out of this mess is to get the DNA done.
The good thing is that we actually have Liam in the house. I think we should bring him in because the resemblance between him and Mohbad, for instance, it's just so strong. Is there anybody that can bring Liam in for us to see?
He doesn't want to get the DNA done again.
No, but he initially asked for the DNA.
Yes, because he thought I was not going to do it.
But do you also think that you should do the DNA
I
yourself?
have to. No, I have no any other option.
Have you done it, or are you planning to do it?
We haven't. Like, my lawyer should be the one to.
But we're going on a break. We're going on a break right now. So when we come back, we'll first have a look at the beautiful, handsome Leanne that's as Mohbad's son, and then we'll continue with our conversation. So go grab your cup of tea and come and see the surprise we have for you.
Like,
so NairaMarley and Mohbad's father, NairaMarley's management now and Mohbad's father, are they in
Mohbad's father is always going, so I've been going to him. He's been going to him. He's been going to him. So this is where you don't understand. Even some people that were arrested for the murder of Mohbad, about 4 of them, the man went there and bailed them out.
Mohbad's dad.
The suspects.
He went to bail all the suspects out.
Like,
so he will not be
my father-in-law and his supporter went. In fact, they have relationship. He has relationship with those suspects. One, like, to the extent that they have a lawyer. His name is Odumusu, because one of their workers actually said it online, and there was an evidence for it that their lawyer is the one coaching those suspects on what to say. All they have to do is just to go there.
Why were they arrested as suspects? Why did they feel that they had something to do with
the guy that fought with him at the show that made him sustain an injury, the guy that called the nurse, and the nurse that injected him, it was the injection that led to his death.
So
he reacted to it.
Is it that the injection must have been laced with something?
That is what I don't know. Now I don't even know if it is a mistake or the nurse was sent, because the nurse has been acting so nonchalant since the death of my husband. She's been clubbing, like she's been doing that thing to my face, like a fellow lady like me that knows what it takes to be a widow. And I was widowed at 24. Like, this is just the beginning of my life. Do you understand? And the nurse has been out there enjoying living her life, and and now me, I'm out into all state. I cannot even live my life. I can't even move freely. That little boy, I've not even experienced the joy of childhood. And the same nurse that would decide to get married someday could just leave me in the hands of wolves to devour me. Do you understand? So, one thing is, I cannot even forgive that nurse, because she made me a widow. She made me a widow. And, she's been acting so nonchalant, living her life, acting as if nothing has happened. Do you understand?
But was she ever questioned? Was she even called?
Yes, she was. No, she has agreed. Like, she admitted.
But did she admit that? What did she say about the injection that she gave? Did she say it was wrongly administered? Does she believe that it plays a role?
I really do not even know, because after the first hospital that we took my husband to, the doctor asked him, like, what did you do? She was trying to explain, is this, is that. The doctor was trying, like, did you watch the injection? But she said no. But what did you expect her to say? No. The second hospital, they asked her, what did you give him? Why does he have to? Like, what did you give him that led to his death? She mentioned those things to the doctor, and I don't even know, but she will be at the inquest March 14. So I just want to listen to what she would have to say. But so many people on Twitter have said they will coach her on the lights. So they even went as far as saying the nurse would say it in the court that I told her that my husband is not just reacting to injection like that. Thank God my husband has a personal nurse. So in case if she goes there to lie, the nurse will have to be at the inquest too.
Why didn't you people get that husband's personal nurse? Why did you guys use this nurse instead?
The nurse was, my husband's personal nurse was not around.
Okay.
Yes, she was not available. So that was why one of his friends called Spendy just, gave us his own personal nurse. He said he's been using that nurse for the past 3 years. So that was why we went for it. And my husband, he was not really, he was not sick. He was fine. Do you understand? Aside from the injury that he sustained, although the hand was swollen, but it wasn't something that it wasn't something
that was life-changing.
Exactly. Do you understand?
So
I really do not know if the injection was a mistake or the nurse was sent. That is, I'm still in the dark up to this moment, because the nurse has never acted like somebody that is sorry. Do you understand? She's been acting like somebody that that has backings. Let me put it that way. Not even, despite everything that people have been doing to me all this while online, not even a message.
She has never contacted you.
She has never. Those things, you don't know. If I should see that nurse face to face, the only thing I would just say to him, everything that she has done to me, she would also experience it. Because she's it's only a wicked person that would act that way. You know that you did this thing to this lady's husband, and you knew how people has treated her and her husband. Not even hello. You don't understand. I expected her to at least show sympathies. He was bullied. He became a shadow of himself. He became.
Who were the people bullying it? His former management?
It's the Malians and his people. Yes,
And
like
the people that live with the Malians.
Yes, like beating
So
him,
what kind of things were they
threatening
doing?
him.
Every day?
I have so many evidence of threats, like threats from the people that even lived with Naira Marley himself. Like they even threatened him that if he should come to London, they will kill him, they will do this. So many, and when he went to London, it was actually attacked. But I don't know if it was them or not, because the person the people that attacked him, he was in a show, and they wanted to carry him to the nearest bush, even not from one of the artists. I don't want to mention his name publicly. That had to fight back. That why do you have to do this to this man? And, he got back to Nigeria feeling sick. It was a few weeks after that he even died. Like he got back, I think August ending, and he died September 12th. He got back very sick. That his whole family had to come over to visit us. Do you understand? So, they made life so obvious. That's one thing because, even if I didn't have a child for him, I would have just said, like, okay, let me just, let go of the bullying part. But my child will go up to see those things. And I'll keep, because I will have to explain to him. And, we don't know. I pray I live long, but he will definitely go up to see all of these things. And he will know how much I try. Like, I don't do more than what I've been doing. Because with all of these things, they've planted so many moles. Some are in comment section. All they have to do is to attack me on comment section. Just because, just because they are trying to, silence me. So that I won't have the voice to speak. They've planted so many holes. There was even one man that came here last week or so. His name is Naira Marley. He came here to talk about bullying. It's like, when I saw the interview, I just burst into laughter because it sounds so funny. Because this man has ridiculed my baby. He has called him the most bastard child in Nigeria. Wow. And he was here talking about bullying. So many people like that. Like, and it's just so sad because this whole thing is now looking like, I hope, like a generational curse. This is what was done to my husband. And this thing is being done to Liam now. And the most painful part is the person that's supposed to be our protector, to protect that little baby, is now the one putting him in the hands of people to bully. You understand? It's so painful. His father, his grandfather is supposed to be his protector, supposed to be the one protecting.
Have you even set eyes on your grandfather since all this?
Countless time. Even when this DNA issue came up, I saw him. Like, we had a meeting with my lawyer and his lawyer. We had a meeting. We sat together, like the way we sat.
And what transpired in the meeting?
I just spoke to him. I told him that I don't have issues with DNA. That the only thing I just want him to do is to please stop bullying my child. Because that is one thing that will make me go out of character. Like, should please stop bullying my child. I don't even mind if it is coming from an outsider. But Liam will go up to see a video of you doing this to him. Like, what would you say to him when he goes up? Can you please stop bullying my baby? And he promised he was going to stop. The next day, he went to Berekete family to start calling my baby so many defamatory names. Do you understand? Countless time we've seen in the courts, it was just, because I don't want to go to him because I don't know. And at this point, I don't even think the family can have any relationship together because, he has destroyed everything.
The interview with Mohbad's wife has sparked a lot of conversation and debate, and we'll continue to follow up on this story as it unfolds. If you have any thoughts or opinions on this story, please share them in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more thought-provoking content.